Hey guys, Officer J here. Just want to give y'all a quick little story. Nothing major, something lighthearted. It's about a time that a guy ran from us. When I say us, I mean me and another officer. It was actually my lieutenant. Looking back on it, and even at the time, it was funny. So, a little quick disclaimer: I'm a bigger guy, so nobody get offended when I say this. But the guy that ran from us is he's a very heavy set guy. I'm talking about 600, 700 pounds. And I know you might be thinking to yourself, how can a 600 to 700 pound person run? But I should say he attempted to. So we go to this call. This is a disturbance between a boyfriend and a girlfriend. We get there, we calm them down. I don't know what they were arguing about, but we calm both of them down. We run their license or whatever. The girl comes back with a warrant. White girl, black guy. So girl comes back with a warrant. So we cuff her, put her in the back of my lieutenant's car. Then, guy comes back. He also had a warrant. And I should also say they have a kid. I mean, the kid is maybe 6 months old at the time. This is a few years ago, so this kid is maybe 7 years old now. But at the time, the kid is like 6 months old, 7 months old, whatever. So, normally whenever we arrest parents and all that, we will either, one of the parents will have to stay behind unless the charges are like, hey, we have to arrest you, or we'll give the person, a chance to make phone calls to try to get the kid. So we already had the mother of the kid arrested, like cuffed in the back seat of the car. So we're sitting there talking to the gentleman. It's just him and the kid in the back seat of the car. And we're like, hey, look, you have a warrant as well. You have a felony warrant. So you're going to have to make some phone calls for somebody to come get your kid. Otherwise, we're going to have to call OCS, and we didn't want to have to do that. It was enough that they were going to jail for the warrants. So me and my lieutenant, me and her are just in there talking while he makes his phone calls, and I just see out the left side of my peripheral vision, I see him, it looks like he's walking, but the way his arms are swinging, you can tell he's running. So, but it's at such a slow pace that me and my lieutenant are looking at each other, and we're like confused. We're like, is he running? And we're like, I think so. And she's like, I think so, so it takes us a few seconds, probably about 10 seconds before we realize that he's actually running, because he's not going very fast and going very far. So she, she says, chuckling, like, hey, you need to go catch that guy. So at that point, we're like, okay, whatever. So I get in my unit, I just start driving down towards him. And where it gets real funny is, so he goes behind the house. Now I get out the unit, I approach the house, and I see him laying on the ground. Remember, this guy's like 600 to 700 pounds, trying to squeeze himself between the ground and the house. And I'm like, I knew his name, Mike, is here, obviously. So I'm just saying, man, like, hey, man, what are you doing? He's like, oh, you got me. I was like, no, seriously, what are you doing? He's like, are you seriously trying to fit underneath that house? I was like, in what world did you think that was going to work? So, needless to say, we get him up, pick him up, put him in the back of the cop car, and then I'm telling him his charges. I'm like, dude, you just had a warrant. I'm like, but now you have a warrant, child abandonment and resisting. He's like, resisting? How did I resist? I'm like, bro, you ran from me. And he's like, man, look at me. He's like, I knew I wasn't gonna get away. I'm like, well, if you knew you weren't gonna get away, why did you run in the first place? And he's like, yeah, you're right. But then he's like, child abandonment. And he's like, man, why I got child abandonment? I'm like, bro, your girlfriend was already arrested, and it was just you and the kid in the back seat of the car. And at this point, when you ran, you abandoned the child. I'm like, that's messed up on a whole different level. Like, your plans was to get away from us at the time. I'm like, to be down with the 6-month-old that's sitting in the backseat of the car. Like, mom is already arrested, and now you're running to try to get away. Like, that's the definition of abandoning a child. And, so we get the charges. He ends up getting booked into the parish jail. Depending on where you're watching this video, that'll be like the county jail. So, yeah. 600 to 700 pound guy ran on us, and just a little funny story, something lighthearted. But if you guys like the video, I'm going to try to do more of these. So like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification. That way you'll be notified when the videos come out.